It's still a hot topic online today. Meta is trending after Prime Minister Justin Trudeau reamed out the tech giant for blocking Canadian news content at a time when tens of thousands of Canadians need local news to be informed about evacuation and safety orders.
Instead of making sure they're paying their fair share of the advertising profits Facebook makes off of Canadians with the professional journalists and local news organizations that keep Canadians informed, they are choosing to block access to their sites or access from sharing important local news. This is Facebook's choice. We're simply saying that in a democracy, quality local journalism matters, and it matters now more than ever before when people are worried about their homes, worried about communities, worried about the worst summer for extreme weather events we've had in a long, long time.
Facebook and Instagram are blocking Canadian news in protest over legislation that aims to make social media firms pay part of their ad revenue to news outlets, to an extent that Meta insists is unaffordable. BC's Premier agrees that the company should open access to critical information while the province deals with devastating wildfires and thousands of people are under evacuation orders. Joining us now to talk about how we here at CHCH-TV are responding to Meta blocking news is our news director, Greg O'Brien. Greg, what has changed here at CHCH since Meta began blocking Canadian news on its platforms?
So we were actually one of the first ones affected, CHCH News and Trending Now, when Meta said they were going to start test blocking. So we decided to not waste any more time with them back in July and stop posting anything to Facebook and Instagram and stop advertising with them as well. So what's happened since is our Facebook referral traffic to our website has dropped by quite a bit.
And how have we made our viewers aware of this, and what has been the public reaction?
So the public reaction mostly has been positive from the people I've talked to and interacted with. Some are not so positive, but most of them are positive. But what's happened is we've told them on TV, we've told them online, we've told them with our free newsletter, we've told them in the online spaces where social media companies are still allowing us to share. So what's happened is our website traffic hasn't really dropped off all that much. Our Facebook referral traffic has, but our total website traffic hasn't. So what that means to me is Facebook is actually losing a ton of engagement because viewers are abandoning them and searching for other places for news.
Mm-hmm. And Greg, just so our viewers understand, are we posting anything, or what happens when we do post something on Facebook or Instagram?
When we try to post something to Facebook and Instagram, because we have done tests, nothing's happening. It says you can't do that, and when we try and view it, you can't do that. You can't see it as well. And it doesn't even matter if it's us or anybody else. The New York Times, CNN, they're all being blocked here.
So the Prime Minister has touched on it, and so has the Premier of BC. But why is it so important to have local news on social media platforms, especially when there's, devastating wildfires and other devastating news across the country?
So when there's a disaster, you have to get that news out however you can. Back in the old days, it was radio and TV and newspapers, basically. But now, there's so many people who get their news through social media that the government has to get that message out. And they've traditionally used media to do that, and we're blocked from doing it on Facebook and Instagram, essentially. So the one thing is, though, even with getting your news through social media companies, they don't do professional journalism at all. We post stuff and we get stuff to them to Canadians through them. And so that means Canadians really need to be concerned and watch out for what they're seeing on social media, because there's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of sort of bad actors who take advantage of disasters to try and take advantage of people, to try and scam people. We at CHCH have had instances where people have stolen our brand and tried to scam people. And Facebook has told us that that type of thing doesn't violate their community guidelines. It's like they just abuse their users, really, when they allow this stuff to happen. So you have to, when you get your news through social media, make sure you're getting it from a real place that does real journalism.
Thanks so much for joining us, Greg.
Thanks, Kelly.